Hey, Frontline fans, welcome back to Comic Frontline and fans. You're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision on what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're going to be talking about the continuing coverage of DC's Convergence, and we're talking about Convergence issue number 2. That's right, fans. Here on Frontline, we promise to cover every single Convergence book there is. And yes, once again, I'm talking about Convergence issue number 2. This book is written by Jeff King, and the pencils are done by Carlo Panquillan. I did not know if I said that correctly. But the artwork is really good. Here you can see the last page of the book, which I thought was really well done. I think the actual battle scenes throughout this book was great in detail, especially when it comes to Telos, because he's actually, part of the planet, and so we get to see some great details when he goes back and becomes part of the planet. Here we get to see part of what happens with Future's End, where you get to see a battle scene with all the cyborgs from Brother's Eye. I thought that was one of the best pages in here. So I think visually, I think the artwork in this book, I think is pretty well done. I like it a lot. But what do I think about this story? What do I think of Convergence overall? So just to let you guys know, Convergence is right off the bat, I'm kind of behind the 8 ball on it. I'm not a huge pre-New 52 fan because I never read that much of it. I've read all the New 52 stuff. So I don't have that much history. I'm not a historian. But out of the event, I was looking at something like astronomical out of this event, this main story that really gets me excited for the main event. So based off of the first issue, I thought it was okay. I thought it was a pretty solid introductory set-up issue. So in this book, you get to see Dick Grayson here. You get to see what happened when Apocalypse was on the verge of destroying Earth. Okay, and you get to see the spaceships trying to take off and whatnot, and you wind up seeing his son. Grayson's pleading his son to get on one of the spaceships, and Barbara was part of the military, part of the service, and they wouldn't let his son on at first. But then what happens is we wind up seeing his son get on, and we get to witness the explosion of the spaceship as it was taking off. And that was kind of a sad moment there. I thought that was just like, oh man, that sucks for Grayson, because he lost Barbara in this process. He lost his son in this process. So it hurt the heart a little bit, on what was going on. But then what happens now is you go on to what's currently going on as our Earth 2 heroes are fighting Telos. And he's trying to give them the story of what's going on and how these cities are going to face each other, and how they're pitted in a tournament against each other, and we can see how different timelines have been destroyed and whatnot. And so you get that whole backstory. And then as he's telling this story, Telos is kind of not paying attention. He's losing his grip on things, which I was kind of like, okay, I get that he's occupied, but do you think he would be that careless to let the Earth 2 heroes loosen up his grip enough to where they can escape? And they start pounding on him, and they start doing this battle against each other. And Alan Scott's able to tap into this. He's able to tap into the Earth, and he winds up sending Telos free, or it winds up destroying them just for a short time. But they don't know that Telos is really part of this planet. And so after some time that Alan gets time to recover, and some discussion between Thomas and Grayson and whatnot, Telos revives himself. And again, they start doing this battle against each other again. But then he kind of just disintegrates, and he's like, you guys are not worthy. And he kind of just dissipates. And then what happens is our heroes wind up going throughout this issue, and they wind up trying to figure out how to stop him. And they know how to stop him is they got to go beneath the ground. Deep in the surface, there's something there that can stop him. So in this other process, we wind up finding that if they can get more information, they're going to go to the closest, I think it was Gotham. And we get to see Thomas Wayne and Dick Grayson team up together, which I thought was kind of neat. And then you wind up seeing Bruce and Thomas meeting up with each other. And I thought that was interesting. And also Oracle's in this issue with Alfred. And you get to see them come face to face in here. So this was, I think, a much more like a Dick Grayson issue than anything, because you wind up seeing them come face to face to each other, meeting with each other. And it's a father-son moment there. And it's kind of, when you see that from Grayson's eyes, it's like he saw his son, die, and now he's seeing, Bruce and Thomas reunite. And I thought, okay, that's pretty neat. I was like, that's good. But when it came to this ending, I'm not sure who really that character is, again, because I'm not a DC buff like everybody else is, or a lot of people are in Comic Frontline. But I was kind of just like, with the ending, I was just like, okay. So what I got out of this was, it was a good issue as a Grayson issue for me. I thought it touched on the Grayson moments, and it touched on Bruce Wayne and Thomas Wayne meeting with each other. But when it came to the actual event, when it came with the interactions with Telos and our Earth 2 heroes, I just found it like not exciting for me. And I thought it was just like, okay, this event has to do with these heroes trying to stop Telos, but what's really the main purpose besides, the cities going against each other? Like, what's driving this to get me excited going forward? Like, I like seeing this other portion of the story, but I don't know if it has to do with the Earth 2 heroes, because we saw them in the last event with World's End, and now they're here, and I was expecting a different cast for this event. I just can't quite hit it on the head, but it's not really exciting me all that much. It's not a bad read, it's just not hitting it for me on all those cylinders that I think it should. So after reading this issue and reviewing it, great artwork, average story for me, good Dick Grayson moments, I'm going to give this one a 3.25 out of 5 stars. So guys, tell me in the comments below what you thought of Convergence issue number 2. And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Frontline. Until that next comic book review, you can check out comicfrontline.com. And don't forget, every Tuesday night we have Comic Frontline Live on Google+, or you can check us out on iTunes, in which the episode airs that Thursday as well. So, guys, again, as always, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off, and thanks for watching, fans. Take care. Bye.